Across the United States, from the halls of Congress to the buzzing digital forums of everyday citizens, history is being written this week. Welcome to MarvTrendings Weekly Dispatch, your unfiltered briefing on the headlines that shape our nation. Over the past week, from February 21st through 29th, 2025, verified news outlets have reported seismic events and controversies that reflect the pulse of America. Today, we dive into a series of major stories: a divisive budget deal in Washington, an electrifying auto strike in Detroit that rekindles labor activism, and fresh legislative battles on immigration and data privacy. Stay tuned as we uncover the raw truths behind these headlines and explore how they are resonating online. Our first headline comes straight from the corridors of power. Reuters and the Associated Press report that, after weeks of fierce debate, Congress has finally reached a controversial budget deal.
This is a critical moment in the American journey. Everything we care about is under assault. Children will be devastated. Families will be devastated. People with disabilities will be devastated. Seniors will be devastated. Hospitals will be devastated. Nursing homes will be devastated. So let me be clear, House Democrats will not provide a single vote to this reckless Republican budget.
This agreement, aimed at curbing federal spending while attempting to placate both fiscal conservatives and social program advocates, has left lawmakers and citizens divided. Protesters have taken to the streets in major cities, from Washington, D.C. to Atlanta, voicing their outrage, while political pundits warn that this compromise could set a risky precedent for future governance. As the nation grapples with rising public debt and political polarization, the budget showdown is more than just a fiscal adjustment. It's a reflection of America's deep ideological fault lines. In the heartland of American manufacturing, Detroit is once again the stage for a historic showdown. CNN and local outlets report that thousands of auto workers have launched a coordinated strike against one of the nation's leading automotive giants. Demanding better wages, improved safety conditions, and a stronger voice in corporate decision-making, the workers are channeling the spirit of past labor revolutions. This strike, now described by some as the revival of the American labor movement, is not only affecting production lines, but is also igniting a nationwide conversation on workers' rights in an era of automation and globalization. The raw energy of the protest has been captured on social media, where videos and images of picket lines and impassioned speeches are trending under the hashtag Detroit Strike. In Washington, the battle lines are drawn in the digital arena as tech giants face increasing pressure from lawmakers over data privacy and market dominance. CNBC and AP have detailed how legislative proposals introduced this week seek to impose stricter regulations on the collection, storage, and use of personal data by major technology firms. Lawmakers argue that current practices endanger consumer privacy and stifle competition, while industry leaders counter that overly aggressive regulation could hamper innovation and economic growth. With heated exchanges unfolding on Capitol Hill and in public forums, this clash reflects a broader national debate on how best to balance security, privacy, and the economic benefits of technological advancement. Finally, a new wave of immigration reform proposals is sparking a firestorm across the country. The Associated Press and Reuters report that state legislatures from California to Texas are introducing bills that aim to overhaul existing immigration policies. Proponents claim these measures will streamline the system and offer a path to citizenship for millions, while opponents warn that such reforms could strain public resources and disrupt labor markets. The debates are fierce, with community leaders, advocacy groups, and political figures weighing in. Social media platforms are abuzz with opinions, and hashtags like #immigration debate and #reform now have trended nationwide. capturing the nation's raw public sentiment on this divisive issue.
Mr. Chairman, we should be quite clear about what this is really about. This budget represents a Republican betrayal of the middle class, and I'm proud to rise and oppose it. Now, how do they pay for it? How do they pay for that $4.5 trillion of tax cuts? First, at least $880 billion from Medicaid and the Affordable Care Act. Those cuts from Medicaid, by the way, represent the largest cuts to Medicaid in American
Beyond
history.
the traditional headlines, the digital pulse of the nation tells its own story. From February 21st to 29th, trending hashtags such as GT Budget Showdown, ET Detroit Strike, Privacy Battle, and Immigration Debate have surged across Twitter, Instagram, and Reddit. Users are sharing first-hand accounts from congressional protests and labor picket lines and debating the merits of sweeping immigration reform. In online forums and comment sections, raw opinions and spirited discussions have emerged, underscoring a public that is both informed and impassioned. This digital chorus not only amplifies the traditional media narratives but also adds layers of nuance, revealing a diverse spectrum of voices and perspectives that shape how these stories resonate nationwide. As we wrap up this week's dispatch, let's reflect on the stories that have defined the national conversation from February 21st to 29th, 2025. A contentious budget deal, a historic labor strike in Detroit, fierce debates over data privacy, and sweeping immigration reform proposals have all painted a picture of a nation in flux. The voices on social media echo these developments, reminding us that behind every headline is a community passionate about change. We invite you to share your thoughts, join the debate, and keep the conversation alive. This is MarvTrendings Weekly Dispatch, delivering the unfiltered truth behind the news that shapes tomorrow.